Hi everyone, it's Jeff here from Avada. In this video, I will take a look at how to use the Avada Checkbox Field Element. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to be notified of all new content. Okay, let's begin. I've imported the Business Coach Prebuilt here, and I'm going to add a checkbox field element to this contact form. I'll just go to Edit Live and Control-click on the inquiry form to open it in a new tab. I'll just click on Add Element on this text area field element to add the checkbox element directly underneath. Okay, so the Avada Checkbox Field Element allows you to add one or multiple checkboxes to a form, allowing users to select single or multiple options from a set of choices. It's useful for preferences, agreements, or multi-select inputs, and can be paired with Avada conditional logic to show or hide other fields based on selections. Let's look at the available options. They start with a field label and a field name. The first one is how users identify individual fields, and the field name is for internal use and can be used as placeholders in form notifications. And so if I give this a label, I'll call it "What service are you primarily interested in?" The field name is auto-created from that, although I can change it to whatever I want. I'll just change that to primary_interest. Okay, the next option is required field. This is a bit different to a basic required field option, as it has three options: all, selection, or none. This option determines how many checkboxes are required to be checked. With all, the user would need to mark each checkbox in order to submit the form. With selection, the user would need to check a minimum/maximum number of checkboxes to proceed. If this is selected, two more options appear for the minimum required fields and the maximum required fields. If you select none, then it'd be completely up to the user if they selected anything or not. There are many ways this can be used. For this example, I will set this to selection. This adds an entry input notice option. There is a default message that appears if the user tries to submit the form without anything being selected, but with this you can customize that message. I'll just paste in, "Please make just a single selection." Then there are minimum and maximum required field options. Here I'll set both the minimum and maximum required fields to 1, so that the user must select something, but can only select one option. Okay, the next option is tooltip text. This is text to display as a tooltip hint for the input. If I just add a tip in here, it is denoted by the small question mark above the field label, and when I mouse over that, we see the tooltip. Then come the options. There are several form elements that have this, and by default there is one option. You can add a new option, rename the existing option, delete the option, or tick the option so it is pre-selected. You can also add bulk predefined options with the button here, and as you can see with the bulk options, you can add them yourself with values each on their own line, or you can add any of the predefined options on the right. You can also select a Show Values option, which adds a value column to the individual options. As you can see on the bulk add window, you can add values to bulk options by adding a straight separator and a value after the option. There are many ways to use this, but essentially it allows you to add a value to a selection. This can be any alphanumeric value, and it's this value that gets sent along with the submission. It's not visible to the user at all. Basically, you would use this when the labels which are human readable are not the same as the values you want to gather. For this example, I'll just add three options of marketing planning, sales coaching, and business coaching without any values. Field layout is the next option, and you can set this to stacked or floated. Here I'll set this to floated. Tab index comes next. In general, you won't need this in a form, as the elements will just get focus in DOM order, but you can use this to add a positive tab value to create a custom order, or a negative value to remove an element from the tabbing sequence. Okay, after this comes the ubiquitous CSS class and CSS ID fields for adding a class or ID to the element for further customization with CSS. The only other tab with this element is the Conditionals tab. Here you can set conditional logic for this element to appear. See our How to Use Conditional Logic in Avada Forms video linked below for a full rundown on how that works. Okay, I'll just save this form and come back to the contact page and refresh. And now if I scroll down, we can see our form with the checkbox field element all ready for selection. I'll just enter some data into the form, but then I'll select two items and press submit. And now we can see our entry input notice. So I'll just select one and click submit again. All good. Okay, that's the Avada Checkbox Field Element, and that's it for this video. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the latest videos, and if you have any questions or need assistance, please create a support ticket and our team will gladly assist you. As always, we want to thank you for choosing Avada.